Very quick one of today. I just want to emphasize one thing is that I hope, which I know this is not the truth, I hope most of you guys actually read through the ways to prepare salts. Because as I emphasize, What? Shut up lah, you did to me. Anyways, I emphasize that the common thing that you see between these preparation of salt is always to either filter it or evaporate it or heat it up to form crystallization of the salts, guys. You'll see that this is very common in your papers, guys. Especially later on, there might be some questions that they will test you on this. I want you to know that it's always standard. Usually it will be filtered, heated, and evaporated. These three quite standardized. Okay. Today we're gonna finish off this chapter here by understanding. Guys, listen up. This part here, right, is another thing that is damn annoying in chemistry. You have to actually remember what type of salt is soluble and what type of salt is insoluble. I've tried my best to find ways to help you guys memorize this already, but I've came across this one very good YouTube video that talks about the solubility of salts, guys. Basically, you have to remember for a certain type of salt, maybe some of these salts are insoluble while most of it is soluble. And for certain types of salt, you'll notice that like maybe these type of salts are soluble and some of them are insoluble. I know it's a bit confusing right now, but let's watch this video together that will help you understand much better. Oh.
Sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate has
Everyone, please pay attention to this video. It's extremely important. Okay. Yes, brethren.
Okay, buddy.
Hey guys, in this video we're going to be looking at soluble salts and insoluble salts. We are going to look at the solubility rules and determine an easy way to remember which salts are soluble and which are not. So stay tuned. First, let's look at soluble salts. For soluble salts, all we need to remember is SNAP. SNAP stands for sodium, nitrate, ammonium, and potassium. Remember, salts are made of cations as well as anions. So if a salt contains any of these ions, the other ion doesn't matter. It will be soluble. For example, sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate has sodium as the cation. It doesn't matter what the anion is, sodium sulfate will be soluble. Ammonium chloride. As long as ammonium is the cation, it will be a soluble salt. For silver nitrate, we have nitrate as the anion. As long as nitrate is the anion, the salt will be soluble. Same goes for potassium carbonate. If potassium is the cation, doesn't matter what the anion is, it will be soluble. For insoluble chlorides, we remember Pa.
HNO3. Will HNO3 also be soluble?
HNO3 is not a salt, right? It's an oxide, right?
PAH. PB is lead, Ag is silver, and Hg is mercury. For chlorides, as long as the cation is either lead, silver, or mercury, the chloride will be an insoluble chloride. For example, lead chloride. Pb is part of Pa, and therefore it is insoluble.
It is for chloride, guys. For chloride. So like if any of these three forms with a chloride to form salt, it will be insoluble, but everything else will be soluble, which you'll see in the table later.
Magnesium chloride. Magnesium is not part of Pa, and therefore it will be soluble. Silver chloride is part of Pa, it will be insoluble. Mercury chloride is part of Pa, it is also insoluble. The insoluble sulfates are Bachap, barium,
It's for sulfate.
calcium, and lead sulfate. If we had barium sulfate, barium is part of Bachap and therefore it is insoluble. Calcium sulfate, calcium is also part of Bachap and therefore it is insoluble. Lead sulfate, same thing, insoluble. But zinc sulfate, zinc is not part of Bachap and therefore zinc will be soluble. For carbonate salts, all carbonates are insoluble except if they are paired with cations from SNAP. So if we remember soluble salts, all SNAP salts are soluble. From SNAP, the only cations are SAP. Nitrate is an anion. An anion doesn't form a salt with an anion. Carbonate is an anion. So carbonate will not form salt with nitrate. That's why we ignore the N out of the SNAP. Sodium carbonate, sodium is part of SNAP and therefore it will definitely be soluble. Calcium carbonate, calcium is not part of SNAP and therefore it will be insoluble. Potassium carbonate, potassium is part of SNAP and therefore it is soluble. Same goes to ammonium carbonate. Ammonium is part of SNAP and therefore it is soluble. Let's do a quick recap. For soluble salts, all SNAP salts are soluble. Sodium, nitrate, ammonium and potassium.
So basically, right, whenever you see a salt that has these ions in it, basically the SNAP ions, right, they are always soluble. Okay?
Potassium salts are always soluble. Insoluble chlorides are part.
This is for chlorides, insoluble, meaning to say any other chloride that is not either one of these three will be soluble. These three are insoluble, guys.
Lead, silver and mercury. The insoluble sulfates are Bachap, barium, calcium and lead. And all carbonates are insoluble except for those that form salts with SNAP. Sodium, ammonium and potassium carbonate are soluble. That's it for this video, guys. I hope you've learned something. If you have,
I've already gave him a like and subscribe also.
Yes.
Yes, for all his hard work. Guys, listen up.
Yeah.
I tell you, I tell you what, this part here, right, is, pay attention, guys. This part here is very annoying because you actually need to remember which type of salt is soluble and which type of salt is insoluble. I've already tried my best to put everything in a table for you to refer to. I'm not expecting you guys to remember it today, but hopefully after much reference against this table, you remember the SNAP, the PA, and the Bachaps, right? Once again, SNAPs, all of them are soluble as long as you see any of these ions, right? They are basically going to be soluble. Nitrate also, as long as it's part of the SNAP, it will be soluble. For chlorides, you have to remember PA. PA means to say only these three are insoluble: silver, lead, and mercury, right? But every other chloride salt will be soluble, guys. The sulfates, you have to remember Bachap, which is insoluble, barium, calcium, and lead, insoluble. The rest of them will all be soluble, okay? And for carbonate, basically only the SNAP ions are soluble. Everything else will be insoluble, as you can see here, right? Hydroxides, I noticed, never comes out, so you can kind of ignore this.
What's that?
Calcium should be, sorry, sodium, potassium, ammonia, and calcium. Yeah, as you can see here, right? These will be all soluble, but the rest of it will be insoluble. But I almost noticed this doesn't ever come out at all, so you can just ignore it. I will say that these 5 are very important. They are very commonly tested in your paper 2, and thus you have to put effort to memorize everything. Just remember SNAP, PA, and Bachap. I don't expect you guys to remember it today, but please refer to this table because even sometimes I don't remember and I have to refer to this table. But once again, I want to say that I'm not the one going for the exam. You guys are the one. I've already tried my best to simplify it as much as possible already. Please refer to this table.
Teacher, when did you make this? When did you make this?
I don't know, 2 years ago. Why?
That video from 2 years ago.
That video has been a long time ago. This video has been like 4 years ago, bro.
And you subscribe to it right now. I'm disappointed in you.
Yes, I'm sorry. But yeah, everyone.
It's a PB. The Bachap, the PB is from the
Baca PB.
Yeah, Bachap.
Baca PB.
Yeah, she's
PB Baca.
yeah, PB.
Baca.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, lah. Wait the
Bro, when
Baca, bro.
I
Oh,
know. That's why I'm asking what's the PB. You
sorry. Ah.
You having a seizure right now?
Okay, that's my bad. Shut up. Okay. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was fixated on the lead here. My bad. My bad. Okay, anyways, yes. Yes, it's lead.
Only for Bachap they included.
Yes.
When they did the first letters.
Huh?
Okay. I'm trying to story. Question is not necessary, bro.
Okay, anyways, once again, moving on to the last part here, which is back to the hydrated and hydrous salt. I don't know why it's coming out again. But for the hydrated salts, you have to remember, guys, copper 2 sulfate and cobalt 2 chloride are the common ones that you're supposed to see, guys. These are usually tested for the presence of water, meaning to say in your exam, if they test you for the presence of water, you need to know that you're supposed to use copper 2 sulfates and also your cobalt 2 chlorides, guys. Yes.
My teacher said that cobalt 2 chloride does not come out in only copper 2 sulfate.
Yes, of course. But it's in the syllabus, so I have to include it as well. But it could come out, right? It's just more common. More common copper 2 sulfate.
Copper 2 sulfate from white to pink. No, wait, white to blue.
Yes, white to blue or blue to white, depending on whether it's hydrated or anhydrous. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That'll be it for today.
That's no more.
You wish, bro.
Obviously, bro.
Yeah. You would use like last exam. The model.
Guys, please attend.
No, if you see the paper, you need.
Actually,
Please attend the paper in front of you guys.
Brilliant. I will tell you. Hey, I can print one extra. That's not like in the back class exam. It's a trade class.
me. You didn't give me a second.
No, you apply the teacher to be able to the highest class. That's one highest class.
Hey, who didn't get a paper,
You always get undergone.
Who didn't get a paper,
It's impossible.
Who didn't get a paper?
When the one because it's all paper go. You said it's for
Act it now.
What's it upside down?
What? It's meant for it to be like that. Guys, please finish your ABC first, guys, right now, and then we'll discuss the answers after 15 minutes.
You can see.
Nature, salt is neutral. Salt is neutral.
Yes.
So it's 7.
Yes.
So very acid is.
Wait, let me do something first. Do the question first.
Oh.
Wait, shut up and do your work, wait.
Right.
This is that's what happened. For what? There is video the one you got any
Oh. What the hell? Where did I save it to? Chemistry.
Yeah. That's not a very change. Okay, that's a very good change. Very good change. What? What is it that we get? The model of the I don't know. I mean, this is. Yes, I'm sure. This is the only question I know before.
Mhm.
This is the only question I'm sure of. Yes,
Yes, ammonia acidic.
what is this one? No, it was dry, bro.
Acidic is.
No. No.
Ammonia, I told you, right, it's used for the toilet detergent one, to very bad pungent smell.
So only acid is acidic.
Yes, really, that's how it works. And generally, boys are meant to.
Wait, no. Oxides are alkaline. Wait.
Oxide, no. The base is dependent, right? How do you tell whether an oxide is acidic or alkaline? You tell me, how do I know whether an oxide is alkaline or acidic? Oh my god.
It's not even.
Hey, you, tell me, how do I tell an oxide whether it's acidic or alkaline? How do I tell an oxide is acidic or basic? No, go crazy. You next then tell me, how do I know?
But you did your next.
No, I asked the question.
It's look, how do I tell whether something, an oxide is alkaline or basic?
Oxide is basic, it's the non-lead oxide is acidic.
Yeah. Guys, I've said this like multiple times last week, guys. If it's part of the alkaline metals and it forms an acid, sorry, it forms an oxide, then it will be alkaline in nature, right? But as long as it's a non-metal, like I showed you the table from last week, remember?
No.
Yes.
I know most of you guys don't remember. Remember this table? My God.
What? How we? What? How we? Oh.
Mental oxide.
I haven't spent time saying this table that said that all the metals will be alkaline.
The one.
Wait.
Purple one, ignore.
Yeah. We call copper hydroxide.
Copper hydroxide.
Yeah, you would go.
Maybe I'm here.
Yes. The what? Go Phoebe.
我想说
I sound you should go.
number five.
I love that.
And also to the food.
What do you think it is?
X.
Yes, I thought it needs to be low. And you add sodium hydroxide and I get myself. So the question is, what is this and what is this? What's the characteristics? How we start on the question from H and HCl. This alpha right for base to base. It's not well for acidic or something. It can react with both basics base and acidic.
Carbon dioxide.
What's the thing called again? I don't remember.
Is it carbon dioxide?
Guys, huh?
Nothing.
Yeah.
What do you write for question number five?
I guess is it not?
Hey, I want to ask you guys, what is that word called when something can react with an acid and also base? What is it called again?
Amphoteric.
Very good. It's amphoteric, means to say it can behave like
Good.
both acid and alkali, right? Amphoteric oxides. What are the common amphoteric oxides that I mentioned now that you have to remember? Was it in my
Aluminium oxide.
good?
It's aluminium oxide and zinc oxide.
Aluminium oxide and zinc oxide.
Yes. Yes, I remember that, teacher. I remember that.
I hope so. You weren't here.
Right. How the base?
I haven't a symbol.
Good. Good.
Excellent. So
Ammonium is
The big world is busy. It's almost like you, what is it, compared to the
So what's ethanoic acid? Means ethanol, and what's this?
Ethanoic acid is a carboxylic acid, generally a weak acid.
Number gesture. What is it used for? Why did you sell them? Going back to the house. I'm very sick. Always feel once a week. But this before I lose. As well as can go in. Last week 5. The other one people buy. One year is 3. So you say see. Can I understand? Yeah, for another life. Upgrade we like it's not book. Can't see the live book. What better asking. Because which question this one? Which one? Which one? 10. 9. X is a solve. Really? What?
Yeah. What's that first?
That's not me.
Sorry, what is it?
Yeah. No, I thought your left is on. I'm great. That is on.
Question 2 and 3.
So answer is to C. By the way, it's yes to 8. So number 8.
Nine. What? Donkey. Sure. I don't think. It did. I don't know. I just saw water drop. So John, question 9. Question 9. Oh, and that's not. I can actually make it like one sulfate. Then 3 cause sulfate. I just saw that. I didn't see. What? And let's go.
Oh, wait.
That's probably why you fail.
I didn't feel that fast. But what must it doesn't mean shit.
It is. No, but ChatGPT is a master.
Yeah,
It's another.
Wait, this keep on my edge. The keyword here is feasible result. It's the other right? It's the stop. It's just I literally see the source of it. So I ask myself, let's say right, this I will correct the confusion. Sorry, software that's where it's right. Software as if you for any form of software, so this thing I need to follow it. Let's say in this case, after one if it's solvable, who will tell you are very simple because this case here, these are the arrow in our symbol and this one. So very helping on that. This one is very much. I'm not taking the case first. But based on that, I know it's period. And I got to check.
I know why.
For my hand, I just see copper. This carbonate. Carbonate is it going to form with maybe H here? Right? Is it going to form with H here? What's the become a salt from which I asked that? Okay, this carbonate is now I said that.
That's nice. I think it's not really from that.
Combined, so let's
That's something I can It's from SIM card. It's a SIM card. I do have to finally. Yes, I'm breathing. Yeah, when he came to when he first came to fishing. I'm Indian.
Which
And first he went
direction?
that guy did a different, which is different. Indian. He was playing full of this.
喂，你上来看你晚上飞开，上。
Sorry.
About the reaction. I can't just go right. Are you guys saying I know that Hopper because Hopper is almost stable already. This is the key. Always remember Hopper because it's too bad already. Very strong. That's the reason why it's not even said. That's the reason why. Like, choose one from say from the side. That's what like I'm gonna leave B and P. But like
Electric.
my life, right?
No, wait.
On my soul. Wait, so I don't know on my soul. So which one is it? B or D? What? I B and D or C1.
You get electric system saying.
I said monoxide.
Is the answer not aluminum oxide?
Oh, isn't that?
It's something also we know the experiment. Yeah, the bauxite, not yeah, the bauxite. Nice. No, it's aluminum oxide absorbed by the carbon.
Anyway, bye.
Remember the bauxite, the one that we, the bauxite that we have. It's not inside, it's bauxite.
Bauxite.
Epoxy. Yes, then we keep aluminum oxide. Yeah, it's right. No. Don't change.
I'm going to oh shit, what that? How did it Yeah.
But why you got the hatch in your neck? No.
On my life, this one's correct now.
Oh, did he change it? Electrolyzed carbon. Same carbon dioxide. This carbon as this two. Oh, the animals are different. The animal is
Oh, I know it's. Oh, it's not. Sleep on out. Yes, no, you don't read it. What this, the electrolysis one, not bad. I was, I'm doing that like the, no, the new wire. The LFP.
Very from solution.
Yeah, it's highly like, it's a
Teacher. Progression control.
what do you get?
Let's see.
Yeah,
If you don't have the policy, she's going to shoot.
And the charge is this. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's say no, they have the.
I know that, I really should follow this.
So it's not A.
Actually,
Yeah. It's D.
D.
Yeah, it is D. Oh, Brentford.
Wait, number two.
So there are two.
Ah, you asked me.
She said she enjoyed.
Get back to tuition, you know.
Yeah. What is?
Yeah, of course you look here. Oh, look at your I don't know, silver,
I silver,
anytime teacher answers, they have the problem on the steps.
No. Okay.
The second one is all.
No. On everyone told you why.
No, you saw everyone saw.
I don't know why.
I thought I put it. I carbon So if you guys with the diet field, what really fast, of course, I can't.
Yeah, I don't know. What you write?
I will be.
I was
Oh, God.
No, you're right. It's fine.
Correct.
Yeah. Which of the following methods are suitable for comparing magnesium sulfate and copper to sulfate?
is the magnesium sulfate and hypochlorite. But like the acting of metal oxides, dilute sulfuric acid. Depending on the why you not like it's not right? I will not ready.
All the answers are correct. It was empty.
What? It's C.
Neutral oxide carbon
This is some more. I wrote nothing here. And still,
So both your answers are
Wait, let me think.
Now you got a first one. Oh, what is that C there? S4. It's very correct. Oh, I know. Good. S4. And it's so and assume that reacting the marginal like side or you and that like with what by sulfur they'll say right the number of right we both started at the and now you make it
Yeah, some people.
it is a decent no I think this what I see you take a piece in better than what you did.
No, fat people can actually throw. Okay, I don't mind. Okay, I didn't see that you beat it.
I don't use it.
Oh, your
But like
this whole class is actually racist. What can you do here?
Shut up, stop it, I'm very big. Reacting
last one
dilute I'm already. Answer number is
use the letter.
you see
So
so this question here, it says reacting the metal oxide with dilute. So I don't say if I have a metal oxide and this metal oxide I react with sulfuric acid, I can have a reaction because base plus acid becomes salt plus water. Right, base plus acid, salt plus
You know what?
water.
You know what?
Okay, this one.
You know what?
Because
it's blank.
Then after that, reacting the metal with dilute sulfuric acid. For metal, means only straight away, you know. And plus with sulfuric acid can become magnesium sulfate. Copper itself cannot react with all these weak dilute sulfuric acid. You know, copper itself is very very stable. So because copper is very stable, it will not react with acids. Form the salt and get ion. So that's why this answer was wrong. See, because A is not supposed to be this because it's also can because we reach combination other than acid because salt other dioxide is positive.
everyone
Sports that you
not like it.
you know what sports that you better win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
Did I say the question was about see?
You online with this.
Oh,
Which statement about oxide is
I
correct?
your answer was legit. Their feedback.
Zinc oxide could be
you guys.
Well, I guess I might be
the sun not know because they said
You just said what? Zinc oxide is an apple. You're right. You can't. Because zinc oxide we have both acid and what is the other? See, iron oxide reacts with because react with this one. React with E1. Yeah.
like zinc oxide and you don't also use oxide
Very tight. But then by James, what the hell we got in
Wait up.
It's a fat GC.
No, just do the ABC first.
Oh,
Okay, well, I don't any concern from the
oh, after what you did. Family.
Oh, you're seeing me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, please check the answer and we'll discuss the answers if you have anything that you may think you are right or wrong. No, of course not. You crazy, bro.
Yes.
I tell you, actually, right, I hate having the last class. The last class are all the students, right, a bit brain dead already. Everyone is like, everyone is like,
Yeah, I woke up at 7 today, so.
I didn't sleep last night. My baby was waking me up every hour. Today in the morning, I'm like,
What's your baby name? Raphael.
wow, I tell you, I had a little bit hatred in me this morning when I woke up.
You can't even say fuck it to dislike.
My brain. My brain now is a bit rotten already today. Shit. But still, power through. Power through to the people. Shit.
Yeah, but you see, if you are tired, we can still talk. But if we are tired, we can't absorb.
That's true, okay?
Exactly, so we need to rest.
That's why it's relatively relaxing, right?
No,
Huh?
no, this is the hardest chapter.
No, I tell you which one will be the harder chapter, bro. I notice our students, they always struggle with stoichiometry. I don't know why. Stoichiometry, the calculation, and I don't know why. To me, it's the easiest because it's got to do with numbers, right?
Oh, you don't know.
I'm so tired, Papa. Guys, can you check answer? Hey, shut up, hey. Shut up. Good luck, all the best. Everyone, shut up. Check answer for question number 1. We'll get the answer first and we'll discuss about it later on, guys. Question number 1, you're supposed to get A. Question number 2, you're supposed to get B. Question number 3, you're supposed to get donkey. Question number 4, you're supposed to get boy. Question number 5, you're supposed to get A. Question number 6, you're supposed to get B. C. C. You're supposed to get lead iodide, bro. Which part of this was lead or iodide? Okay, this one got iodide lah. But which part of this was lead or iodide?
Yeah,
Fuck it. Okay, question 7, you're supposed to get
everything wrong.
sulfuric dioxide can be neutralized. So you're saying that this is a alkali, is it? Alkali and acid.
Oh shit, sulfur is not metal. It's a dioxide.
Calm. Wait. Question number 8, you're supposed to get donkey. Question number 9, you're supposed good donkey. And question 10, boy. Good. Let's discuss the answers, guys. Huh? Like you got the answers, but anyone don't know why these are the answers. 9 and 10. X is a salt is reacted when tested with reagents. A red brown precipitate is formed when hormonal solution is added. Could be. The white precipitate is formed when... Wait, how come this is in here? Silver nitrate added. Water droplets are formed at the mouth of the test tube. Wow. Who was the one that gave answer donkey for this one? You don't think it's inside, but you got it. How do you get this?
Everyone got it, you know.
Huh?
You know how I got it? I just think that I just think that iron 2, I never see iron 2 before, so I iron 3. It's always iron 3.
Yeah, okay. But what explains the colors and the...
That one you just get the...
No, shut up. Let me think for a while. Okay.
And 3 more common, so I picked it. Oh, big brain now.
Okay, this explains hydrated. Okay, then what about the white precipitate? Okay, red brown also explains iron. Okay, acceptable.
And small comments.
I'm sorry, they were.
Ammonia teacher told me. Yeah. Ammonia touch. Yeah, teacher. Okay.
Wait, I wanna check something first.
What? I would not eat my then I would not do.
Oh, is
You just so I for I mean, but I was like
was that
you must supposed to be.
Wait, no, wait, you said you didn't see plan about it.
I'm not sure. Okay, kind of. Why is it last?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, my friend is not.
no, so, did you? Who's the environment?
That's crazy.
What?
Hey, have you guys ever seen this table before?
No,
Test for anions.
no, that,
Wait,
that's right.
Yeah, this is given on. This is actually given, so you don't have to memorize it. But then sometimes it comes out in your paper too, so you kind of have to memorize it. Yeah, you're actually supposed to refer to this, but I haven't taught you guys this yet. Everyone shut up first way, I reckon. White precipitate is formed when silver nitrate and this is definitely this one. So I know that it's going to be chlorine. Okay, guys, wait chlorine, then red brown precipitate formed when ammonia, red brown ammonia, red brown ammonia, red brown ammonia. Okay. Okay, hey, everyone, shut up, okay? Pay attention. I'm going to tell you how this question works. Okay, shut up. Okay, first and foremost, there's something later on which we'll learn after we're done with the syllabus called an anion test and a cation test. For you guys are lucky because before this, I had to tell my students to, hey, memorize this, like the whole table and the color and everything. You know why? Because last time this table was not given. But now they changed it already. They changed it that by some of them who have been doing past year, they realized that, hey, this table is actually in the back of the paper. Right. Yes, it is. I think in the back of paper 6 only, right? Not paper 4, right? Yeah. The recent years, they changed it to paper 6 behind. You have this table here. But here is the problem. This color test and everything, right? Sometimes come out in your paper 4. So yes. So my suggestion to the students is still the same. You all have to memorize it. I tell you honestly, I don't memorize it because my memory is no good.
Is this year that?
It's year 10, year 11. Huh? I don't know. I don't remember it because I don't have to. I'm not going for the exam. I teach you guys to remember it because you are the one going for the exam. I always have access to this, but I can't say the same for you guys though. This part, right, you know why it's so annoying? Because there's literally no way around it. You literally, right, have to power through the whole thing. Yeah, exactly that. And there's no shortcut.
we're not done.
I've already tried my best already. And the best I could do for you is literally color code it only. That's all. Cream precipitate means to say the solid that comes out is creamy and it's a precipitation that forms.
Color was.
Yeah.
Our paper is.
Don't worry, later I'll send you the digital configuration as well. Okay, so listen up. This part here, right? Actually, we can start explaining, right? If we look at this part here, right? Okay, everyone pay attention. This is the annoying part. You see, white precipitation is formed when silver nitrate and dilute nitric acid is added. These two parts always comes out always come out. Silver nitrate and dilute nitric acid, right? The first thing I'll look for is silver nitrate and dilute nitric acid. Then I see, hey, what precipitation form? Then I know that there's chlorine ion in it. So in the answer here, right, there must be either between here and here already, right? Yeah, then I'll explain right now. This part here is when how I know whether it's going to be iron 2 or iron 3, not because it comes up more. There's literally a table for you to follow. You see, a red-brown precipitation is formed when ammonia solution is added. Then I start to look, this is anion, by the way. Anion are all the negative ions. Right? I start to look at the cation test. The cation test is all the plus ions, right? It's either between iron 2 or iron 3, right? You see? Red-brown precipitation is formed when ammonia solution is added, right? Then I know that based on this thing here, it will definitely be iron 3 already. So the water droplet is the only thing that you say makes sense on hydrated part. And that's answer some. Okay, good. So between iron 2 and iron 3, there will be two different colors that will be formed. If iron 2 ions was present, right, when you test it with ammonia, it actually forms a green precipitation. Whereas if iron 3 ion was present, it will be red-brown precipitation instead. Yes, this is how you use the table. I can tell you, five out of 10 students that go for the exam, they don't memorize this table. They'll just pray. This part is a relatively small part. It won't fail, but might be the breaking point between the A and the B. Or maybe it could be a breaking point between B and C. Usually, the saving grace here is that usually paper 2, 1 or 2 maximum questions, and paper 4, 1 question only. So I know it's a bit hypocritical, right? Because I don't memorize it. But I tell you the reason I don't memorize it is because I'm not going for the exam. In total, I would assume it will maybe between 4 to 5 marks. This is small part. Because it's between paper 2 and 4. Right? This is assuming you did the paper 6 part correct. Because there will always be 1 to 2 questions between 2, 4, and 6. 6, the table is given. So eventually you will learn to use this table. Yeah. But paper 2 and 4, maybe you guys don't remember. Maybe you guys namaste. Right, but
Namaste means hello, man.
but I just want to say oh, I never do that. I always just say it for fun. But anyways, I just want to say that please try your best to memorize this table. Or at least know how to use it. I've already tried my best to color code it for you.
Yeah, black and white paper.
Color it yourself, lor.
5 marks is a lot, man. It's a difference between getting a 49 and a 51.
No, 49 and 54.
Yeah, for 5 marks. Are you assuming I'll get all 5 marks?
Yes, what's the next question, by the way? Question number 10. What was your answer?
Answer B.
Why is it B? Okay. Yeah, I said so, right? But why is it B? You tell me. I told you just now. Uh-huh. Okay, so yeah. Okay, never mind. Thank you. Thank you. Hey guys, listen up. For this question, right, is you want to prepare magnesium sulfate and copper 2 sulfate, right? For which this is basically going to be MgSO4, and this is going to be CuSO4, right? Right. Correct. Right. So right now, the first part is they say that which one can be used to make these two things, right? Reacting the metal oxide with dilute sulfuric acid. So the first scenario is magnesium oxide, which is the first metal oxide, plus with H2SO4, will there be a reaction? Yes or no? Why? Because this is this is
alcohol.
yes, good, it's a base, and this is a acid. Yes, good. This is a base, this is acid, then obviously it will form the salt, which in this case here will be MgSO4 plus
Plus H2O.
you saved everyone. Plus water, very good. Right. So
H2O2 is sugar.
sorry, brain already blagging already.
That's a
Right.
stop.
No. Okay, what?
There's quite a lot. Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Okay, wait. Shh. Okay, anyways, the second part we also can do it, right? The second metal oxide will be Cu. It will be CuO, right? CuO, right? And then you plus with sulfuric acid, okay, H2SO4. It will also become CuSO4 plus H2O, right? So the first part correct can, because these two parts with the metal oxide can form the magnesium sulfate and the copper 2 sulfate. Correct? So this one can. The second part cannot. Why? Because they asked to react metal with the dilute sulfuric acid. Okay, metal with the dilute sulfuric acid can, if let's say Mg plus the H2SO4, right? Actually, it can still become MgSO4 plus H2, right? This one still can. But when I put copper itself plus the H2SO4, can or cannot? Cannot. Why? Yeah, copper is too stable, it's too inert already, right? Copper itself cannot react just with dilute sulfuric acids. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So number 2 cannot already. Yeah, if concentrated and can. So then after that, if 1 and 2, you already know the idea already, then it must be B, right? Because 3 for sure can already, right? There's no option for either just 1 ma. So 3 for sure can. Make sense? Yes, they are clones of it. It will be very similar.
But did you know the difference between the clone and like
Clone question means that you change 1 or 2 parts of it, but it's the same concept. I got it from the book. The book that I recommended all of you guys to get at that time, from which I don't know how many of you guys actually went to get it. Yes, it's from the Ace Your Chemistry book. Sorry? If you want, I can send the digital file to you right now.
Oh, you need to buy.
Yes.
You know, by exam, I printed out and I wanted to print. Paper 2, and I printed all papers.
No, I go. I chapter 1 to 5.
Work harder lah, please lah. Guys, you all don't know. Guys, I want to ask you a serious question. Guys, shut up. I want to ask you guys a serious question. When I ask you guys, when I say, right, guys, can you guys work harder or not? What goes through your mind when I say that? Study is not the way, by the way. Study literally, yeah, you actually need to do more past year papers, you know. Good. It will stack up on eventually. You haven't done enough, I can tell you that. Confirm. Do you do 1 paper a day?
Yeah, my teacher put all past papers in our paper physics. Everything came out. Everything that she will follow the variant from variant 1, variant 2.
So you haven't done enough paper 4, lor? You've done enough paper 2.
We'll speak about every year.
Yeah, some
Paper 4, okay. Okay, listen up. Based on my years of experience looking at the paper 2, 4, and 6 threshold, right? Actually, paper 2, you can get somewhere around 27 out of 40 For paper 6, you need to get 30 out of 40. But for paper 4, you only need to get somewhere around 45 out of 80 and you can get an A already, you know. Yeah, the threshold is low. Threshold is low. So if your paper 4 is your weakest, all you need to do is make sure, my rule for all the students is the same. Make sure you score above 60 out of 80 when you do the practice. Like your goal, you're not going to score 60 out of 80 on the first go, by the way. That's like Narnia kind of shit going on. But your goal should be do more. As you do more, right, you should be aiming to score at least 60 out of 80 for the paper. Then you're quite safe already. Until you score 60 out of 80, right, you should constantly, you know what I used to do when I did my exam? I'll literally have the 10-year variant. Do, finish already, right? I'll go through it again. Do. Then I went for my exam. Yeah. So I know most of you guys will not do that, but you should at least do the 5-year variant. Do already, finish everything, then do again. Until the day you have completed the cycle twice, I wouldn't say you've done enough.
Let's start doing 10 years variant.
I can show you right now.
Like if many people fail, there's a grade for people who
For sure.
Wait.
Some of us see you next year again.
No, not within school, bro. If all your school friends all fail, but everyone else is doing well, how? Look at this. Look at this. So you guys will most likely be doing, in order to get A. Because if you're not here to get A, then you may as well, right? Oh, last year it was a bit higher, 55 out of 80. 20. You guys will be doing 2, 2, 4, 2, and 6, 2, if not wrong. So you see, but honestly, paper 4 for chemistry is so much easier compared to physics. Paper 4 chemistry only have 6 questions only in the past paper. Physics, there's 11. Do you guys know? Huh? It's for 2024.
Yeah, physics is logic. This one
Yeah, but yes, I agree. Because I am a physics guy also. I don't like chemistry because there's too much memory in it, right? But it's doable. It's actually, it's not that hard, but you have to put in the work, guys. Please try harder, guys. Please try harder.
You got 100 for I got a 5.
Damn. Asian genes, bro.
Past paper is very easy one.
Okay, guys. Anyways. Guys, okay, everyone shut up. With the last 5 minutes, I want to know any other question or not?
No.
Any other question or not with the last 5 minutes? Alright, I see that you have a lot of empty questions. You wanna ask anything?
No. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'll stop class here today.
Yeah.